Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for? Who's ready for some fun? Who enjoys a podcast where the host speaks about what's on their minds and doesn't hold back? PD&J What's Good Today is an open format podcast hosted by Pocket and J-Dub the King. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about music. Let's just have an interesting conversation. If you have any topics for us to discuss, email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com. Tune in to PD&J What's Good Today every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube Live at J-Dub the King.
What's good, folks? What's good? It's a brand new Wednesday of a brand new week, so you already know what that means. It's a brand new episode of PD&J What's Good Today. I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm your host, Pocket, folks. What is happening? Well, we know what's been happening.
How was your week?
My week was a week.
My week was a week, too. Oh, my God.
Matter of fact, in 2 weeks, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's talk what we got going on today.
Right now, we got a lot to get into. Let's just get right into it. We got a special guest in the building. Well, a couple of special guests in the building. Some young black entrepreneurs that I had to bring onto the show. They doing their thing in the streets here in Phoenix, Arizona. I want to introduce them to you guys so that way they can go worldwide as well. We got the Spiffers in the building. What's good with you?
Hold up. Man, you and these intros, we keep talking about this. You gotta
do your own thing.
You gotta do it. You gotta do them right, man.
Do your thing.
You gotta do them right. It's the official. I'm straight out of the city of Phoenix. The Spiffers, y'all. Give it up. Here we go.
How y'all doing today? How y'all doing?
Doing good, blessed. Doing good.
That's what's up. So let's get right into it, you guys. I personally want to know, how did you guys come up with, well, first of all, tell everybody about yourselves that don't really know you guys. Who are the Spliffers?
Well, when it comes down to Spliffers, it really just starts with the mission statement. Everybody knows us for that, so we might as well kick it off with that. But it's Spliffers. Spliffers, it's a rap, but it's more than just a rap. It's a community, a movement, a way of life. Where the rest of the world shuns, Spliffers embraces. Our community consists of what we like to call high-functioning stoners, consumers of cannabis who not only have what it takes to be pillars of the community, but do so with the highest regards. And y'all been invited.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Can I join the split? I'm a high-functioning stoner myself, I guess you guys call it.
Oh, yeah, already. We caught the vibe.
We like to have fun over here. So how did you guys get started with the Spiffers movement? How did that even come about?
So it's funny. It actually came about from a skit. Initially, I had did some work on one of my mentors' album, Midnight the Dread. He had an album called The Hybrid. I did some cover art design and some writing on it, featured on a few songs. But one of the skits that I wrote was called the Spliffer skit. So it was just a spoof on the Snickers scenario, but Midnight was in the studio turning up on our producer, Steve. He was like, yo, Steve, you got my voice all high, levels all high, man, what the fuck? And I said, yo, Midnight, you know how you get when you haven't smoked. Here's a Spliffer. Better. Little jingle rolls. You're not you and you're not high. Spliffers satisfy. Find Spliffers at your local smoke shop near you. But the skit ends up getting more streams than everything on the whole album. People are loving the skit. And that night, the engineer, Steve, had actually suggested for me to do something with the Spliffers that he said he liked the name. He was like, Spliffers, that sounds cool. You should really do something with that. So that night, I went home and made the logo, actually, for Spliffers that you see on our shirt right now. Same logo, Blizzow.
We also got it on our packaging.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, it was funny because I sort of sat on the idea, not because I didn't really know what to do with the logo at the time being. It sort of took about a year after the fact in going through other products as being a stoner, the consumer in the market. I was smoking everything, but primarily I was smoking backwoods at the time. Then one day I got a bad pack of backwoods. All 5 of them was busted down and broke about it. So I was like, dang. Looked at my bro. I was like, dang, we could really do better than that.
Hold on, time out. You said you got a bad batch of backwoods?
Terrible. All 5 of them was terrible. And that was at that stretch of time when backwoods was just going through something with their manufacturing or something. But
I mean, we all experienced that. Everybody, they still experience it.
What that was been your calling right there. I mean, everybody looks for that sign. That was your sign, wasn't it?
Exactly. At that moment, I was like, man, spliffers make our own wraps. Should have had a V8. Bam.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
So let me ask you, what does a spliffer wrap look like?
Okay. Yeah, I got some wrap for you. I can bring one out. Perfect.
So spliffers, it's a all natural pre-cut frontal leaf that's been air cured to deliver iconically smooth and slow burn. So it's a natural frontal leaf, I said before, organically grown, no preservatives, chemicals, no adulterants, and most importantly, no flavoring. So you can just taste the quality of your herb. It's a high quality product, so you meant to put high quality product inside of it and really get a chance to savor it. Similar to wines, tastings, and things of that nature. Like spliffers is a celebratory cigar; it's not a blunt.
And
so how long have you guys been in business?
Since 2019.
All right. So I must say that being organic, I guess it's vegan friendly as well, right?
Yeah, we actually our health choice, we're pescatarians, and we actually are pushing towards the vegan lifestyle. It just, it's expensive. It's hard to really, the hardest part about it is knowing what you're eating.
Yeah, sourcing your own food. That's what it really comes down to. Sourcing your own products in general. Like, that's what what's coming down to in the cannabis industry specifically, is like people want to know what they're getting and where it's coming from at the end of the day.
Exactly. Especially right now during this pandemic and everything. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this. I heard that they can find you in a couple of stores or shops. Is that right?
Yep. So we currently have 11 new shops in Phoenix, adding more every day, and targeting wholesale distribution as well. So as you know, we're a part of the Hip Hop Festival, so we're putting tickets on all the shops that carry the product. Everybody who buys the product gets a free ticket to the AZ Hip Hop Festival.
So I can drop a couple names and streets, cross streets. So we start with Smokies. That's 83rd and Lower Buckeye.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to bring it to Panda City.
Yeah,
that's more center.
35th and Indian School.
Yep.
And we got Q Smoke Shop, 35th and Dunlap.
Holy Smoke, 35th and Peoria.
Discount Tobacco, 32nd Street and Van Buren. Oh, actually Roosevelt.
Now I'm going to bring it back into the Phoenix. We got YOLO's on Bell and 19th Ave.
Man, that's a lot of shops you guys got them in. Congratulations. One thing you brought up was the Arizona Hip Hop Festival. You guys going to be blessing the stage. I'm going to be blessing that stage. What can people look forward to when they go to this Arizona Hip Hop Festival?
A lot of live interaction with our booth, specifically the Spliffers TV booth. We're going to have the camera on site doing live interviews, and we're also going to be emceeing a little bit during the event and doing some giveaways on stage, on the main stage. So just keep an eye out for that. Get involved with the booth, and you'll be able to win some free Spliffers drip.
That's what's up. And where can everybody find you at?
Mainly at the Spliffers Official, but as well as Spliffers TV. That's SPLIFFERS TV.
And now you mentioned TV. You got a TV show?
That's what we're working on in the mix right now. Is our media outlet. So we'd love to do stoner content about the lifestyle of generating this brand.
Yep. And
the interactions and the collaborations that we come across with people that we meet while doing this. So that's TV worthy in itself. It's just, building the productions company behind it to properly get it done and distributed.
That's what's up, guys. That's what's up. And I salute you guys. I know Pocky got a couple of questions that he want to ask you.
So coming from two things I want to point out, folks, our watchers. as they're building up. We have 2 young Black entrepreneurs that are not running the gambit.
They're leading.
They're leading. They're becoming leaders within the Phoenix community and possibly even getting to worldwide. It can be done.
They have their own lane. They marketed and niche their own lane, and it's amazing. Like I said, I salute and I commend the both of you guys and your whole team for getting you guys going on what you're doing. What can they look forward? I know you guys talked about the Arizona Hip Hop Festival. Any other events that you guys have coming up?
Yeah, so we actually have a podcast coming up with Icon Radio, the Spliffers Rotation, where we'll be bringing a few guests on, just rolling up the Spliffers, having them sample out the product and show off the process of it.
Okay, that's what's up. And they can find you where?
At Spliffers TV, and as well as at Icon Radio specifically. Like, we'll be hosting that the Spliffers Rotation through Icon Radio.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I guess one thing we didn't ask, you guys are young Black entrepreneurs, but I mean, how did you guys? What's your background? I understand yours was music, correct?
Yes. So our music comes from, our background on music actually starts with Markel. That's what he went as first, but it's Indica in the Cut where he goes as now. He actually dropped the album on Apple Music.
Yep. Titled Wild West.
That's what sparked the whole thing, and that's how he even met Midnight. And this whole Spliffer movement is all surrounded around music. That's one thing that we can connect with, just like cannabis. It's part of our lifestyle.
And how long have you guys been doing music?
We've been doing music together over a year now. We got over 50 tracks in the hole ready just to go ahead and do it. But our focus is the brand and supplying and making sure that people can actually try the raps. And then so when we actually put our music out, people already know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
And you said your music is on Apple?
Yeah, we have one song on Apple Music right now that you can go check out called Wait For It. Just a little sample that we dropped down there. It's the Spliffers, Wait For It, like wait, weigh your trees out, Wait For It.
WEIGHT, yeah, Wait For It.
Produced by Dre Hogg, mixed by Indica in the Cut.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
I must ask, are you both here from Phoenix, or are you from like different areas?
Yeah, so I'm from Phoenix. I've been here since I was 2 years old. My folks and family, they from Long Beach though.
Yeah, I'm from Long Beach. I moved out here in 2008.
Okay.
And then I moved back in about 2012-ish, 2013, came back, been back and forth every year. And then 2019, I was like, nah, this home. Like I'm coming back for a reason. I felt like I left home when I left the first time.
Awesome. Yes. Well, again, I just want to say shout out to you guys have weathered the storm, because I know starting a business, especially 2019, then having, everything shut down on you, not even a year later, and now you're still keeping strong. And it looks like to me you guys are expanding rapidly.
And speaking of that, were you guys? I know it was the infancy stages of the coalition that you guys are starting, but did it really affect you guys as far as the pandemic goes?
So going into it, right before the pandemic and starting our company, we actually casted for Shark Tank, and that process helped us get a lot of the kinks out and make sure that we had a proper business plan so that we could weather the storm. And that's what really led us through. Like we made a lot of adaptations and adjustments to the plan, but everything really was based around the AZ Hip Hop Festival in 2019. We had prepped huge for that event. Came in with our Spliffers drip, exact same plan and exact same scenario as we're coming into this year. But this year is just spiraled higher on a higher dimension. But when we did it the first time, we came in, we sold out of all the product that we had, everything that we had on us. And it really solidified us knowing what we needed to do. But then, as we know, COVID hit, events shut down completely. And but as you know, when stress is high, people be smoking.
That's really good for us.
You ain't lying about that, man.
I know I was.
It was perfect time for us to run our test marketing on our product. So we're actually able to catch people alone in their spare time smoking to actually try Spliffer and give us an honest review, so that we can actually move forward what we're doing that we believe in, to know that other people believe in it as well.
Well, you guys heard it from the horse's mouth. Support these young.
Well, actually, they didn't hear it from a horse. They heard it from the Spliffers, man. What horse are you talking about? Did y'all give the man a rap or something? What the
yeah,
We're gonna come out of here.
Oh yeah, I can testify. The wraps are good, nice and fresh. They roll easily. They're good. They're good.
Yeah, they got you pronouncing your words, man. What the hell? Easily. Good.
Soundbite right there.
Well, you guys heard it here first. The Spliffers AZ Hip Hop Fest, they're going to have the merchandise on deck. Make sure you guys get in where you fit it.
Spliff it live.
Thank you guys for being with us. I appreciate you guys for joining our show. Look forward to seeing great things come from you guys. Great things coming from you guys.
We appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
And keep being a positive influence in the community and show people you can do it, no matter what background, no matter what you're doing, you can do it. So shout out to you, and we will be supporting you. So
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, we're good to go. Thank you so much for bringing us on with the Spliffers.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, right there. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey, you. Me? Yes, you. What up? Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Hell yeah! GLM Designs can help you with just that. Word? From laptop skins? You lying! Promotional flyers? Yo, son! Promo videos? I need that! OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds. Hey, yo, let me get that! Professional one-sheets and so much more. Oh my god. Please visit our website, I'm on it right now! GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs. Got it! Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World. Follow it! GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs. Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for?
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to a brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm your host, Pocket. Folks, if you missed it, you missed something. You have to go back and play it later. We're still live, y'all, at the Arizona's own, the Spliffers official, young black entrepreneurs.
Doing their thing, bro.
Doing it.
They're doing their thing. I'm not even mad at them. Like, be like them type. You know what I mean? They're doing their thing. They're doing their thing.
They're definitely doing it. And I don't know if you heard about the little plug in case y'all missed it, but they were about to get on with Mark Cuban and his show.
Yeah, the Shark Tank. They did Shark Tank. That was
they were going to do Shark Tank. Remember, they get shut down. So they got to it, but it helped them build their own profiles, their portfolio. So it can be done, y'all. No matter what your background, it can be done. If you take the time and you don't rush things, it can be done. Live in charge and living proof. But you know what? Again, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in with them. And now it's on to our regularly scheduled. I can tell you now, we're now spending 45 minutes talking about Kanye West.
Kanye is not even in the subject. Before we even get into it, it's been a week, at least for me. I want to give some condolences to some families that's out there. If they're watching, you guys know who you are. My condolences to you and your family. If you need anything, hit me up. I'm there for you. I'm definitely there for you.
Yes, it's been more than a week, but it's starting to hit closer and closer to home for a lot of families. I hope you have peace in knowing that your loved one is no longer suffering if they were suffering, or peace in knowing that if they were done wrong, it's been made right in some way, or it will be made right in the future. So those are a couple things that we wanted to say before we got really into the actual nitty-gritty of the show.
We got to give another condolence to one of the members of the Migos. I'm sure everybody's heard of it. Takeoff was murdered.
There's been a couple stories, but from what it boils down to, he was shot by his own people
over a dice game.
So I've been going back and forth about talking too much about this.
We're not going to spend a whole bunch of time on it.
I do want to expound on this. Young black folk, my people, my comrades in entertainment, do better by not putting yourselves in situations where there is no win. I still haven't figured out, you guys are millionaires, almost billionaires, shooting dice. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you're going to do it in your home where you know everybody. Don't do it out in public where you got fans, I'm saying this in fans, quotation marks, fanboys, all that, whatever you want to call it. Stop putting yourselves in those situations. You need to stop. Yeah, you want to be with the people. It's okay to be with the people and not be with the people. People do it all the time. If you want to live, you're not going to do it. There was a interview that Percy Miller, okay, I'm sorry, let me not call him by his government name, Master P put out there.
I like what he said.
Master P said people come to him and Snoop like, how did y'all last so long? I didn't do stupid things to put myself in stupid situations.
Not only that, but do what you got to do to make it home safe. It doesn't make you soft if you need a police escort to get home. If that's what it comes down to.
It makes you smart. Matter of fact, you know what's funny? People talking about, well, they need to hire security. No, you know what? If you call the local police department, they'll do you better than the actual security will. You don't think so?
Sometimes.
Well, here's yeah, it comes in hand. But how many? Show me where recently it's come in hand. The security. Show me where.
Well, there was an incident that happened with Roddy Ricch. A fan came and tried to attack him on stage during the set, and his security was there.
Again, where's that at? On stage while he's performing. Was the Migos performing?
No.
Was there security there?
Well, are the Migos even together?
Were they performing?
No.
Were they?
They were at a birthday party.
Exactly.
From my understanding, they were at
Jay Jr.'s or
Jay Prince's.
Yeah, Jay Prince Jr. birthday party.
Now, there's a story behind that too, but we're not going to even dwell in.
I put it this way: there's conspiracies behind that. It's not a story; it's a conspiracy.
Well,
which is a conspiracy with everything. I'll tell you, the business conspiracy to me right now is Empire Records. Do they have any living artists?
Well, Takeoff wasn't an Empire artist, so there you go.
That's the first non-Empire artist we saw die in Hollywood.
Recently.
Jeez.
But anyway, like I said, folks, we don't want to dwell too much on Takeoff and his death. It was tragic. It was unfortunate. It shouldn't have happened. My condolences to his family. My condolences to Quavo and Offset.
Which reminds me, I hope Quavo did get a chance to make amends with, because that's the reason why the Migos aren't together. So I hope Quavo and Takeoff they get to settle that, because if not, Quavo, you got to take it down to your grave, man. Your partner, you started that group together. I know that.
Well, you do know Quavo is Takeoff's uncle.
Right.
Yeah.
But they had a falling out. That's the whole problem. They had a falling out.
And then Offset got involved, and now Offset is no longer part of it. Yeah. So, but anywho, that was in regards to Takeoff. And speaking of the industry, folks, what's really going on with the industry right now? Can somebody tell me what's going on with the industry? Like, they talking about the industry now as you in the streets. You know what I mean? So, like, is that what it is? Like, when is enough enough? When can we sit back and like I said, I applaud Master P for coming out and saying what he said. When are the other OGs going to come out and say that shit too?
They won't. I said this in our meeting. I said that the old school people know that these new cats are just hard-headed. They've been giving them advice and they're not listening. And now because of the advice they're not taking, they're not listening, they're ending up 6 feet under. Just that simple. You don't want to listen. They can sit there and, like they always say, you can guide a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. It's just simple. You can show them everything in the world what not to do. They're still going to do it. They're going to do what not to do. They know what not to do, but they're going to do what they want to do because they are who they are. You can't tell them nothing.
That's sad, bro. It's sad, but I still wish a lot of the OGs would come out and say something, do something.
You say something, do something, but you're not saying what. That's
okay.
That's
I'll give you an example. We talked about this yesterday, during our meeting. In regards to maybe giving out waters, Snoop did it when everybody wanted to make the Crip Walk a dance and this, that, and everything else. Snoop came out and said, "Stop it, or else. Y'all don't know what this is. Why are you doing it? It's not for fad. It's not for this. It's not for that." People are losing their lives over lyrics, and I wish it would stop.
Well, the whole thing is people have been losing their lives over lyrics since the 80s and 90s. So that's not the difference. The difference is how easily accessible these people are making themselves when they make these lyrics. That's the difference. Back then, they didn't make themselves that easily available. They would make a lyric and then they disappear. And then you see them maybe a year later. And still, when you see them, guess what? They're being escorted. Or you don't even know where they're at. Nowadays, because of social media, like, oh my God, what's the name of that shot at not the chicken and waffle? Yeah, chicken and waffle, Roscoe's in LA.
Oh, you talking about PB and Rock?
Yeah.
P&B Rock? P&B Rock, yeah.
His girl sitting there posting on social media, me and P&B at such and such on such and such. Well, thank you for telling me that because I've been looking for him.
And that's where that conspiracy comes in, where they think that his girl set him up.
Again, you know, we laugh and joke about putting the tin hat on. People, you waste more time looking at conspiracies instead of trying to get yourselves together.
Say that one more time.
You waste more time looking up conspiracies instead of looking for a damn job or looking at getting yourself together. That is an issue across every way, shape, or form. And it's not a black issue. It's not a white issue. It's a people issue. It's the social media, the gang. If I sound like I'm frustrated, I am. I got a question for you. I got a question I'm going to ask you, but I'm asking them. How often, besides me posting funny stuff, do you see me online?
How would they know?
That's why I said I'm asking you.
Oh, but you're also asking them.
Well, there's some listeners out there. There's some watchers and listeners that are out there that are followers too. If anybody can sit there and tell me how much, no, they can't. I always tell people, if you want to know where I'm at, you must follow my wife. And I tell you, that's like Fort Knox trying to get her to like you, to accept your friendship request, because she will sit there and ask me, you know what this is? And I got to sit there and think and look. I'm like, oh yeah, this family, because they know I don't post enough pictures. Do you know it was Halloween this week, and all my kids and I and my little nephew, we all went out. You wouldn't know that looking at my page, would you?
And speaking of Halloween, folks, please check your candy. I hope everybody, for one, had a safe Halloween this past Halloween. I do want everybody to check their candy, check your kids' candies, make sure everything is good. Here's the reason why. There's been a lot of cases of fentanyl poisoning within kids' candies.
Well, you know what? I don't want to scare the parents. I'm not going to say a lot of cases. It's just that it's getting worse with the fentanyl. They're making it look like Smarties. They're making it look like Skittles. They're making it look like your everyday candy and somehow slipping it in certain packages. Now, here's my thing. If you get a Skittles package that don't look like the normal Skittles package, don't let your kids have it.
If anything looks funny.
If you're getting Smarties at Halloween, first of all, that's one of the worst candies to give anyway because of packaging. Be careful. I mean, I usually say do better, but let's be smarter. Let's be smarter. Let's as Percy Miller said, let's do what we got to do to make it home safe to us.
Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, folks. And Our comments are open, folks. We want to get your opinion of what you guys think about what we're talking about. Again, if you guys didn't catch the interview with the Spliffers, once this is done, go
Spliffers. You keep saying Spiffers. Spliffers. You're forgetting the L.
Spliffers. I smoke them. That's all I know. They good. Go rewatch this episode and check out their interview. It was amazing.
Yes, it was. We learned a lot about some new young black. Well, not you. I'm sorry. They've been around 3 years. Been around longer than us. So young black entrepreneurs.
It's less likely to be handed out in candy if they can make money on those drugs. Not necessarily.
Well, actually, she's right.
I understand your point, though.
She's right. But sometimes what it is, the people that have bought it, they have evil intentions.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I was going to get to. Some people that bought it might want to do something to kids and harm kids, and it definitely that's the issue right there. Or you might have somebody that might think that their block is hot and just want to get rid of it and dump it. It happens. It definitely happens. It's the Wild Wild West out here, and things are crazy. I don't know how to explain it, but things are.
It's funny. The closer you get to the end of the year,
the crazier stuff happens.
Yes, the crazier stuff happens. You're exactly right. It's like, oh, we only got 2 months left to do something really stupid, and
they do it.
There you have it.
They do it. Yes. Man, what else is on the agenda today? There's a lot. My mind just is just going. I got a lot that's going on.
You know, it's exactly everything going on. 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. Big day. We won't be recording in 2 weeks.
Okay. I forgot about that. Why?
They don't even know all that crap.
I'm going to tell them anyway.
Lies.
It's this man's birthday in 2 weeks. So in honor of this man's birthday, we're gonna bring you an episode, but it won't be live.
Well, it won't be we're gonna still do a live episode, but not that day. We're gonna still do a live episode that week, but not that day. You know, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. Lucky number 45. Jordan's other number.
Wow. How did I? Somebody help me, please help me.
So yeah, it's a bittersweet birthday. Had time to think about things, but we're not going to go down that road. We're not going there. We got a show we're doing right now, so we'll talk about that later. But you know, what's been bugging me?
What's been bugging you?
What has been on my mind?
Here we go, folks. The good part of the show, what you guys wanted to tune in for. What's been bugging you?
I am sick of the Semitism and anti-Semitism volume that I'm hearing. Now, here's the thing. Before we started our show, I was supposed to research the definitions, which I did. Because I have it written down right in front of me. And here's the funny thing. I want you to listen to this and tell me how one is the opposite of the other. So those of you that don't know, Semitism, the policy or predisposition favorable to Jews. The policy or predisposition favorable to Jews. That's Semitism. So what would you think anti-Semitism is?
The opposite of that, against the Jews?
That's what you would think, but it says hostile or prejudice against Jews. So using the American thought of ways, anti-Semitism has nothing to do with Semitism, if you think about it. Because the opposite of Semitism, being policy or predisposition favorable to Jews, that means having a policy or predisposition unfavorable to Jews. That doesn't say being prejudiced. This says being unfavorable. Okay. You can be unfavorable without being prejudiced.
So what is your whole take on this?
My whole take on it, who in the hell made this word?
You did? Oh my God.
You get what I'm saying?
That's what did all that. Folks.
Who in the hell made anti-Semitism a thing? You want to know? It came in the 1700s.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I would have thought that it came from Hitler. It would have made sense. And somebody told me it came from out of Hitler's reign, but it came from the 1700s. Anti-Semitism. Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. Now, why do you say I'm tired of it? Just now, actually just before we came on air, Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets donated $500,000 to people against hate crimes.
Okay.
All right. Now, when the general manager of the Houston Rockets a few years ago came out and went against China, and everybody was like, well, yeah, well, LeBron needs to say something. This person needs to say something. Nobody on Nike's platform, I will say that, on Nike's platform said anything.
So that's who came up with the word.
Mike came up with it?
No, Mike came
Oh.
up with it.
That totally went over my head for a minute.
It really did, apparently. Oh, Mike, take a sip. Gotta give it to him. It's punk ass people that created the punk ass system.
Thank you, Mike. That's what I'm getting to. So, Kyrie, I wouldn't say he folded. He just did what he had to do because the PR people in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's what all this is about. Kyrie.
No, that's not just all it's about. Because there's another man I'm going to bring up too, right behind that.
And
I
who's
said we
that?
didn't talk about it in the beginning, and that was the plug. Kanye. He's no longer going by Ye. He's going back to his name, Kanye. He's apologized for his comments
Here we go
to black people. And people say, you're only saying it because you lost money. So who always apologizes when they haven't lost anything? Again, what did I just say a few minutes ago? You people are so focused on drama that the world is passing you by. Prices are going up, but you're still focusing on drama. The price for everything is going up, and you're still focused on drama. Drama, 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 drama. Oh my gosh, Kanye this. Kyrie said this. First of all, can you afford the tickets to go to a basketball game to complain about Kyrie? Or are you sitting outside the stadium waiting for the players to come through? You hear that? I could hear a pin drop right now.
Oh, you were asking me?
No. I'm asking everyone. What I'm saying is stop focusing on the things that have nothing in the world to do with you. Because what's happening is the media is blindfolding you by putting this in your face, and you're falling for it every time. We fall for it. We all fall for it. We sit there, we'll pay attention to it all the time. And then now people are talking about, oh, Ye exposed this, Ye exposed that. How come he didn't do it years ago? First of all, you in the entertainment industry that are looking at Kanye saying, why didn't you expose it earlier? Why didn't you expose it? Why don't you speak up in the back?
Kanye kind of did say that he was going to do something because he did say, Pac always said, I'm going to get your money right then. When you get your money right, then you're ready for war. I remember the song when he had, wait till I get my money right. He was giving y'all a warning right there. Just saying.
Subliminal message.
He was giving you guys a warning.
And think about it. When he signed with Gap, we all were like, why did he sign with Gap?
I still don't know.
No, that's the word. Why did he sign with Gap? But you think about it like this. Was that a genius move? He was the first, I believe, black person to get any kind of thing with Gap. All these designers that are out there, and all these people, you had Diddy, had
Sean John.
And you had Jay-Z, you had 50 Cent, you had all these people that had all the clothing lines, but he was the one to sign with Gap, which was predominantly known for not for black. I don't know many black people that like to wear Gap. I don't really. I still don't to this day. I see a lot of people walk through the Gap store, but I don't see people buying Gap. Am I wrong?
We're not going to spend another 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes speaking about Kanye. So,
but it goes back to this: the Semitism and anti-Semitism. Because what is wrong? It kind of reminds me of the alphabet community. They have that. If you're not with us, you're definitely against us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can't have an opinion on anything without somebody saying, "Oh, you're against it." No, I'm not saying I'm against anything. I'm saying I'm against the persona of what you folks are doing. You're focused on the wrong things. First, listen to what they're saying. Nobody's listening. They're hearing, but they're not listening.
I also think that it's a lack of knowledge plus a lack of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to be honest with you. I really think it's a lack of knowledge plus a lack of awareness. Not being aware of everything, just being isolated in a bubble to where, okay, I grew up like this, so life has to be this way. Not necessarily the case.
Stop being sheep. You're being led to slaughter. Or better yet, you're slaughtering each other.
Yeah. So, there's something controversial I want to bring up, unless you still wanted to talk about the Semitism and anti.
I am not hostile or prejudiced toward what you need to say. I am not anti. Come on, bring it up.
So, elections are coming up.
I elect to talk about that.
I don't know about you, but I'm tired of getting these election calls.
Okay, look, I'm going to say this right now. My phone gets text messages up until 9 o'clock at night. Vote for so-and-so. I'm a mother of 3 kids. I'm voting for this person. I don't give a who you are. I don't care how many kids you got. They're not. Stop running up my damn cell phone bill.
I thought everything was unlimited now.
They don't need to know that. You're using space in my phone, sending me these messages about who to vote for. I don't care. Stop calling me. Stop texting me. You're blowing up my mailbox. I mean, it's getting ridiculous nowadays.
But I do encourage everybody to vote if you can.
Vote, please. Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? Next voting, I say we put a petition out there to stop the cell phone harassment.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. That should go on the ballot.
And Mike, you're gonna lead the charge. Oh wait, I was supposed to wait.
So here's something controversial about elections. A lot of people want to say that Obama was the first black president. He was not. And I wish people would stop saying that.
He's the first one that was been acknowledged that can say that.
Yes, you can. There were at least 5 to 7 before him and another 17 before George Washington. They won't tell you that in school. But let me tell you some of those of the before him. Did you know Abraham Lincoln was a black person? His mom was an Ethiopian and a Moor. Father was Irish. Who's another one? There's a couple of them. Can't think of them off the top of my head, but Abraham Lincoln is one that stands out. And everybody wants to say that George Washington was the first president of these United States, which he wasn't.
He was the first acknowledged president of the Union. That's what he was.
Now break that down to them because they don't know.
So, class. Let's tune in. Let's bring cameras in. Bring cameras in. What you need to understand is that there was 13 colonies, right? The first United States. Remember the little circle, 13 stars, right? So each individual had their own leader before they decided to unify. Just so happened that there was a very educated black man that ran against George Washington.
And won.
By
a landslide.
Because of the format of what he was saying.
You got to realize propaganda was different back then than it was now. They didn't have a formal picture of this man to know if he was.
All they had was a writing.
Yeah, seriously.
No picture. When they went to the door, and the black lady answered, and they asked, "Oh, you want my husband?" Huh? Oh, well, maybe he's an educated white man. They see this Negro coming from around the thing. They said, "No, we don't want you. We want so and so." That is me. No, that's not you. Yes, it is. Where's your master, boy? I don't have a master. I'm free. Okay, we're gonna ask you one more time. No, you lost. No, I won. I have it right here in my hand. Well, unfortunately, his KKK meter didn't go off because they killed him. Let his wife live, and they would let his wife watch why they killed him. And by default, George Washington became the first president of the United Colonies of the United States.
Now that's a lesson for that ass.
Now, I hate to say it, we have a history. Well, yeah, we're all Americans. We're not Americans, right? We're all Americans. We're in the home of the free, land of the brave, where you have your right to fight, but not party. We are in a world of hurt. 25-8.
Right now, it's worse than ever.
But people say we need to be united. But the one thing we need to be united are the same ones that are sitting there smacking us behind the back. Folks, we say this all the time. We need to be more than just unified here with media. We need to be more than unified keyboard warriors. We need to be more than just a color. I'll say that again. You need to be more than just a color. I don't care if you're red, purple, green, orange. Now, if you're an alien, you better be a friendly one.
Your color doesn't define who you are as a person. Don't let it define you of who you are as a person. Please don't become one of those.
Don't be our ancestors. What do I mean by that? The story I just told y'all. Don't be them. Of someone when they're telling you something that's actually the truth. I could be talking about a couple of things, right? I could be just bringing it right back to Ye again, I guess.
We're
saying
not
that.
doing that.
But it's true. It's still the same thing with him. People not listening. People, you hear things. You call people. What's some of the words? He's a coon. Or he fell off his rocker. Or this, that, and the other. And the person's telling you things that are going to happen. Another example. I really did not want to go there with this. Trump. He warned us this would happen with the inflation. Nobody wanted to listen. Now look at us. We have it. Sleepy Joe, Uncle Joe, they want to call him. He ain't my uncle. I wouldn't trust him with my kids. I'm just saying. Take it how you want. But most of all, I really don't care how you feel. Because read my shirt. Let me sit back so you can see it again. What's that say? That's exactly what I'm saying to you. I don't care about your feelings. You're so caught up in your feelings, the world's passing you by.
So, just for our listeners that are out there, how do you guys feel about that? Just knowing that growing up and going to school, you were taught a certain thing, and you went out in the world thinking that what you learned was right. And then you come to find out
there's more to it.
80% of it was either a lie or omitted. You know what I mean?
Actually, I wouldn't say 80. I'll say it's a 60-40 split.
You're being generous.
It's a 60-40 split. I'm going to explain to you why. Because 40% of what happened that they wanted to acknowledge is what's in there. The other 60% that didn't want everybody to know. They want, like, we celebrate Thanksgiving, but do we know what happened right after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I do. I'm sure a lot of people, I don't, and here's the thing. When it comes to a lot of holidays, I don't celebrate a lot of holidays because at the end of the day, there was bloodshed involved on why that holiday is that day. Columbus Day. Why is that a holiday?
Well, it's not even called Columbus Day anymore.
It's Indigenous People Day. I'm glad that they changed that. But, just holidays like that.
Actually, you know what? Let's give them a history lesson on that. We let that go by, and we didn't even talk about this. So, those of you that didn't know, Columbus did not find America.
He did.
He found Cuba. A little bit, about 50 miles off the coast of Florida. So, all these years celebrating Columbus Day. And what was the number one treasure he had on his boat?
Slaves.
I said boat, but it was the Pintas, the Santa Maria, and
Whatever it was.
Well, y'all know, but the 2 boats that had the most slaves sank. Never made it. I think maybe 2 trips, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they sank.
He was a slave trader, y'all. For those that didn't know, he was a slave trader, certified, bona fide slave trader.
But they never brought that up until you got to high school, and then you were diving and dissecting it down. What is American history? I wanted to talk about that. That's what I was getting to. What is American history? American history is not the history they want you to believe it is. American history has a lot of dirt, skeletons in the closet. That's what I want to say. Skeletons in the closet. American history, it is really nothing to be proud of what the ancestors of all of us have done to get where we are. It's great. But what I'm seeing a repeat of what our ancestors have done in different ways. And what do I mean by that? As takeoff, P&B, Exton Station. I can keep going. Why? Because you're jealous? I come from a different background. If I'm jealous of you, that means I'm going to do my best to do better than you.
Exactly. My hustle got to be harder.
Matter of fact, even if I'm jealous, I'm gonna ask you the question to find out, well, what did you do to get where you are? Like, what is your secret? I know you don't want to tell me your exact secret, but what are some of the things that propelled you to get where you are? Because what people don't understand is keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Why do they say do that? Because that way you can watch what your enemy's doing from afar, but you can't really see what's going on. You keep them close to watch them closer, and you can pick up a thing or two. They're still your enemy.
Not to mention your enemy won't lie to you, but your friends would.
Mm-hmm. That's why when you if you want anything in life, get yourself a mentor that you don't like, may not like who they are, but you like where they're going or where they've got.
Not necessarily like, but respect.
Right. You don't like who they are. You don't like where they, maybe what they're doing, but you respect their game. You respect how they got there. That's what you want for a mentor. Because guess what? They'll be the ones to keep you in check. Say, hey, what are you doing, man? Where did you learn that at?
And that's what a lot of these young rappers in this new generation needs is more mentors. And that's why I brought up earlier when I was saying, hey, who's going to say something? Who's going to step up? We need more mentors. We need the Rick Rosses. We need the Snoop Dogs. We need the Nas's, the Jay-Z's, the I was about to say Tupac, Dr. Dre.
Well, I mean, I'm quite sure that Takeoff is probably talking to Tupac and them right now.
Well, that's not even funny.
You want to mention Tupac, so I'm giving you an idea who could be talking to him right
Well,
now.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, these are the people that I'm looking at. Like, who are you guys mentor these people?
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to being a mentor on that level, they have to listen. I'm gonna mention someone that people haven't even realized. Do you realize the baby has not had an incident in 2 years?
I've noticed that, and that's because he's under the wing of Jay-Z and that cat.
No, he's not on Jay-Z. I would have thought that too. It's not Jay-Z.
Well, he's been hanging out with Jay-Z a lot lately, so I figured they got a little relationship there going.
Jay-Z's helping him in the music area, but his actual mentor is even Jay-Z.
Okay.
But what did he do though? He got himself together. I'll give you another artist, and Chris Brown. Remember how wild and out he was? I thought he wouldn't make it this far, to be honest with you, after the Rihanna thing, but he ended up getting caught up under something too. So some of these artists, when they got to a certain point and they didn't know where to go, they got their, people reached out, people saw their talent and reached out, got them straight.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Folks, stay tuned. We do have sports coming up, and Pocket has something very interesting when it comes to sports these days, don't you?
Well, let's just go to the break.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, you. Me? Yes, you. Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Hell yeah! GLM Designs can help you with just that. Word? From laptop skins? You lying! Promotional flyers? Yo, son! Promo videos? I need that! OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds. Hey, yo, let me get that! Professional one-sheets and so much more. Oh my God. Please visit our website, I'm on it right now! GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs. Got it! Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World. Follow it! GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Yeah, this is What's Good Today with PD&J.
I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm your host, Pocket. We'll come to that time of day where we're going to talk sports.
Sports!
First off, I want to start with boxing, because you know I love boxing. Vasily Lomachenko came back last week and barely won. I don't care what the judges say. If you look at it from a judge standpoint, go back and watch the fight. I think it was almost a tie. Actually, I'm not. A tie or even the other way.
Really? I didn't get a chance to watch that fight. I really didn't.
I'm going to give you guys homework to go watch that, and then you come back and tell me if you agree with me or not. But
nobody agrees with you. We've already established that. Our fan base agrees with me.
Yeah, I think you have been smoking backwoods or wood backs. Because you ain't been smoking backwoods because your ass is backwards right now.
I've been smoking spliffers.
You've been spiffed. You ain't been spliffed, you've been spiffed.
I've been spliffed.
But, yeah, that fight, Loma didn't win it. Well, he didn't win it as convincingly as the cards said. They gave him a unanimous decision. Definitely didn't do that. But I know what it was. It's a setup for him to lose to Devin Haney, because Devin Haney's going to whoop his ass.
I do want to see that fight, though. I definitely do want to see that fight.
But that's actually not my interesting topic for boxing. Jake Paul.
I heard that fight was fake, and I saw the punch that was landed. It looked to me something.
Well, see, the whole thing is, again, you're looking at a guy who loves boxing to the point that I breathe. Number one, somebody doctored one of the videos that saw how it was doctored to show that he didn't hit.
Okay.
Now, if you go back to the original video, he hit it. It was a flash knockdown. He didn't see it. He got hit flush. Now, my whole thing is with this fight, the early rounds, and Spider could have knocked him out. He just was playing with him. It was just tapping him. He took it as an exhibition. It was like he wasn't taking the fight serious until later in the match, and he was getting flushed quite a bit. And I think he should have just taken it. If he'd taken it serious, then he would have won. But it is what it is. Jake Paul won. Now my question is Jake Paul going to fight a boxer? So we can really see where he's at. Will he fight a boxer? That's the question we all want to know. We want an answer. He keeps calling out Canelo, which we know that's not going to happen. But in bringing up Canelo's daddy. I mean, Canelo's last loss is fighting on Saturday. Sorry about that, y'all. Dimitri Bivol. That's right. The last man to beat Canelo, he fights this weekend against Zurdo Ramirez. And I know Canelo's hoping Zurdo wins, but I don't know. It's going to be a good fight. I believe it's on DAZN, so if you have DAZN, go ahead and watch it.
DAZN.
I call it DAZN because
I call it DAZN.
That's what it's supposed to be called, DAZN. But I like saying DAZN because it just makes people mad when I say it. But that fight's on there. And then there's also some fights on Showtime. Yeah, there's fights on Showtime as well. I can't remember what that card is right now. So that's with fights. But baseball, the World Series, is not exactly how people thought it would be right now. The Phillies up 2-1.
2-1, yeah.
Does that mean that they're going to win? Not really. I still think the Astros are probably going to pull this one off. They got the better team, all-around team. But we'll see. We've seen crazier things happen, haven't we?
Now, I do want to, before we jump into another segment on sports, we did have a request in regards to our basketball parlays.
Oh, we're not even have basketball yet.
Oh, okay.
We're not even there. But we didn't forget about it. We definitely didn't forget about it. Actually, you know what? Let's get to the early games now because they should be almost starting.
The early games are right now. The Jazz and the Mavericks are playing, and that's in the fourth quarter with the Jazz up. I'm gonna take the Jazz on that. Just the way that they've been playing,
It's amazing. They traded all their stars away and they're still playing.
and they're playing good ball.
That means they've got a solid system.
But then when you think about it, Dallas has Luka.
Well, it depends. Dallas. Okay, here's my take on that. The Suns screwed up by not selecting. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
Now coming back to it, I take Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll take Dallas? All right, I got Utah. He's taking Dallas. Now, for the later games, we have the Grizzlies versus the Trailblazers. Now, that's going to be one hell of a game.
Two of the best point guards in the game.
And the thing about it is Dame time right now. The way Portland's playing, it's Dame time right now. But Ja Morant's been a beast.
It's funny when they showed the takes on the MGP, they had Ja first, they had Luka second, and it just broke down from there. Oh, I think Giannis was third.
I think Lillard was what, fifth?
Yeah, he was fifth.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with that. Only one of those three is undefeated right now.
Facts.
So until they lose, that's my number one for a repeat of Defensive Player of the Year and MVP. Until somebody beats them, convincingly beats them too. I'm not talking about overtime by 5. I'm talking about you beating them by 10 or 15 because I don't see it happening. I really don't. Yeah.
So who are you taking? You taking Portland or the Grizzlies?
I'm going with the MVP in waiting.
Okay. So we agree. We're going with Memphis.
And also Memphis, like Stephen A. has said several times on Sports.
I knew you was going to bring this up. I knew you.
The king is dead. You better love this boy while you got him because he'll leave.
Pay that man.
Oh, they won't pay him. They have to. But they need to take all these statues of Elvis. Get that out of there, man. It's Ja time. It's Ja time. Ja Morant.
And our late game is, what you guys aren't going to believe this, is the Pelicans versus the Lakers. Now, the Lakers did get their first win.
Just not when I thought they would. Just one game too late.
They got their first win.
One game too late. I think they're going to get their second one tonight.
I believe so, too. I'm going to go, yeah. So, for the parlays, I'm taking the Jazz over Dallas, which would be an upset. I'm taking Memphis over Portland, and I'm taking the Pelicans over the Lakers.
Well, we both agreed on the first one. No, we didn't. I'm taking the Mavericks. He's taking the Jazz. We're both taking the Grizzlies. And we're both taking the Lakers. So we only disagreed really on one.
Yeah.
But that's not an indication where I think New Orleans is going to end up. I think they're going to end up in the playoffs. Just like I think the Lakers are going to end up in the playoffs.
I see New Orleans as an 8 seed coming out.
I see them higher than 8th.
Really?
I see them way higher than 8th.
I don't see them at 4 coming out the West.
What are your top 4?
Suns, Memphis, damn. Okay, New Orleans.
The fact that you put the Suns up that high, that took a lot of
They're playing great ball right now.
Again.
But they implode themselves. So I'm waiting for that to happen. If it does happen this season, knock on wood that it doesn't happen. But
you know what? Here's what I'm going to say about the Suns. I will say. This year, nobody's looking at them. Not like last year. Nobody's looking at them like, oh, they're not going to do anything anyway. So that's great for them. That takes the pressure off of Devin Booker and Chris Paul.
Who do you think the pressure is on this year? Do you think it's still on LeBron?
No, it's not on the Lakers.
You don't think so?
No, it's not on the Lakers.
So who do you think the most pressure is on this year?
It's on the Nets, the most dysfunctional team in the NBA.
I can see that.
Because they made all this think about keeping the core together, and the core ain't working.
And Steve Nash just got fired.
Here's the funniest thing to me. I have not seen it come out in apparent yet. Remember back when Durant told me he wanted to be traded? He said, if I come back, we need to get rid of Steve Nash and Sean Marks.
And that happened.
So it took 7 games, but they got rid of Nash. And guess what? They still didn't win. They still look dysfunctional, even more. Just go ahead and blow it up. But also, now mind you, where their coaching waiting that they're going to hire is Ime Udoka. I mean, apparently we're just waiting for the right I'm quite sure they're putting a clause in there. Ime Udoka must stay away from the owner's wives.
I'm surprised he's going to get a job that fast.
I'm not surprised because he's a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a coach. It ain't his fault that I'm not even going there. I'm not going to do it. It ain't his fault the owner's wife.
Don't go there.
She wanted a little bit of. She wanted to understand.
Nope.
She just wanted to see him draw some X's and O's. She wanted trying to show him how do you get in on those plays.
I tried to stop him, folks.
It ain't his fault. He's the coach. She wanted to know the Spurs way.
So, folks, that's tuning in. Our loyal listeners, even our new ones, hit that like button.
Also, one thing, not even the last thing. And we're still talking sports, but I want to get away with that for a second. Toys for Joy is still on. We're not doing the presentation. We're not doing the show, but Toys for Joy is still on.
I'm glad you brought that up.
And we need to keep telling you guys that. Matter of fact, we're probably going to get a commercial to even point that out because it's getting closer and closer. There's families in need. What we're trying to do is not wait till the last second to try and buy stuff. When you go last second, that's when you get all the not so good stuff. So we want to make sure we, are doing things in stages.
We're not asking that you guys break your bank. All that we ask that you guys do is open up your heart and donate to a good cause.
And matter of fact, you don't have to donate money. If you want to do gift cards, if you want to do the toys yourself, just we'll set that up. We can message us on all platforms. All platforms. You can message us and let us know, like, hey, I got something I want to give these kids or for the family. By all means, let us know.
And if you do buy gifts, we do ask that they're unwrapped and that they're still in their original packaging. We had an issue with that last year.
No, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
We had to unwrap it ourselves to make sure it wasn't anything.
We appreciate the thought, though, but we want to make sure that we know that what we're giving to the family specific.
Yeah, but not just specifically, but just making sure it's not something that could trigger something, trigger trauma or anything like that. I mean, there are some toys that can do that.
Yeah.
Mind you, if someone lost something to somebody lost someone to violence and you're giving them a knife, or a gun.
Bad analogy, but I get it.
So it's just different things like that. You want to be smart, just toys from, itty bitties to
teenagers.
Yeah, to teenagers. We all know teenagers.
Oh boy, gift cards. That's the best thing for a teenager. Yeah. So the Toys for Joy drive is still going on. We're no longer, like he said, we're no longer putting on the showcase. If you want to know why, go back a couple of episodes. And
I'll tell you why, because people just don't follow through. They don't live up to their word. I'm saying it. Yeah, you can look at my face. Goes back to what we've been saying for a while. Support your small businesses. We tried to support small business and, didn't go as well as we thought. But that's okay, because you know what? They let us know next year will be better. Also, I'm going to point something out. You probably don't want me to mention this. There is another organization that decided to run off of our Toys for Joy. Good for you. That means the more the merrier. First, it was taken as an insult, but I said, why be insulted? Just like, I like to say this is just like Christianity with the church. The more the merrier. That means more families get helped. That's the way I look at it. More families get help. You want to take off from it? Fine, go ahead. More families get help. That's the way I look at it. Thank you for taking our idea and taking it and making it your own to do what we're doing. It's not an insult to us. That actually lets us know we're making a difference.
But we're still having ours.
Yeah, we're not stopping. I mean, nobody should stop by all means. The more the merrier. If you were smart, you would have partnered. If you were smart, we could have made this
a bigger event. But hey, that could come in the future. No big deal. No harm, no foul. I do know. I know you don't want me to say this either, but you know this. You're in the entertainment in Phoenix. We know it's cutthroat in Phoenix, way more than some other places where people are just so eager to step on your face.
and then talk behind your back, and then when they get in front of your face, we know, we see it. I laugh at it because all you're doing is making yourself look really, really stupid in that. But don't worry, you don't offend. Well, you don't offend me. You just make me want to work harder, and that you're letting me know I'm making a difference because you're talking. You're making my numbers go up. So thank you. Yeah, and if you think this is something important towards somebody directly, you want to say no, not directly.
If you feel like we're talking about you, then I guess we're talking about you. But if you don't feel like we're talking about you, I guess we're not talking about you.
But we appreciate everyone's support all across the board, all over the world. We haven't shout out to our people in the Ukraine. I hope you're still safe and still watching when you can. People in Europe, period. I think that was it. Africa too, right? Africa. There's many parts of the world that are watching. I hope we give you. I know a lot of times there's a lot to go through. We do go through a lot, and we try to keep it sometimes light, try to add humor even when we're serious. So we hope it's helping you make through your day, your week. Go back and watch a few episodes when you're down. We appreciate every one of you. And I hope you appreciate us. And I hope you sometimes give us the finger. Because that means we're number one in your heart.
Oh, wow. Is that what we ended it on? Is that how we're going to end the show today?
But of course, because we're number one. Because you know why? The motto for the day. And if you can't see what that says, I'm quite sure Jay can tell you what it says.
Fuck your feelings. I'll say it because he don't cuss.
I do, but I have to be in that level.
Until next week, folks. Until next week, folks. It's been a great episode. Again, a shout out to the Spliffers. Definitely thank you guys for coming through, blessing us with your knowledge and your wisdom and expertise.
And don't forget,
support them.
December 3rd and 4th. You need to get them tickets from your boy over here for the Arizona Hip Hop Festival.
It's going to be live, yo. I got ticket deals going right now. As a matter of fact, I'll do this. Viewers that are tuning in right now, if you hit me up and tell me that you watched this episode of PD&J Was Good Today, give you a ticket 50% off.
Actually, I have to do one better. Not only did they watch it, but what is the word of the day? See if they caught that.
Love.
That wasn't the word of the day.
Well, the words of last week was clear and concise. What's the word for this?
Anti.
No, we're not doing that.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Because.
No.
You just took my bubble, my anti-bubble. It was just right here. And now it's gone.
With everything that's been happening this week, everybody needs to love each other.
So anti-hate.
You know what? I will give that one to you. I'll give that one to you.
Finally, I get something around.
I'll give that one to you. I'll give that one to you. All right, so the word of the day is anti-hate. If you hit me up and tell me that you've seen this episode and the word of the day, I'll give you a ticket 50% off.
Because the double negative is always positive.
That's what they say.
I haven't tried it yet.
I mean, neither. No one. Yeah. Anyway, until next week, folks, we love you. Stay tuned. Catch us next week.